Who is Abu Bakr radiallahu an? Abu Bakr radiallahu an, the first man to accept Islam, right? The one who surpassed everyone in modesty, the one who surpassed everyone in generosity. Ali radiallahu an is reported to have said about him that if you think about any good, right? كان أبو بكر سباكا في كل خير. If you think about any good, Abu Bakr has already beat you to it. That was he. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam bears testimony to his greatness. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam once, while describing Abu Bakr radiallahu an, says that the only Sahabi who did not hesitate for a moment when Islam was presented to him was Abu Bakr radiallahu an. Such was his status, such was his nobility. Through him, you have companions like Zubair and Uthman and Abdurrahman ibn Auf and Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas who came into Islam. You have Bilal and Ammar radiallahu anhum ajma'in who came into Islam through him. Does that mean that he was granted immunity from trials? Or does that mean that his efforts were just sufficient? He would say, he would speak, and people would come into the fold of Islam? Let's reflect on this event that takes place in his life, and this takes place around the initial years of the da'wah, right? At this time, da'wah is still private. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam has not received the revelation anzir ashiratakum up to this point. However, Abu Bakr radiallahu an, he goes up to Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, says there are about 40 people who have accepted Islam at this time, and he insists to go public. He wants to go proclaim his faith to the entire world, to the Quraysh community, right? Go to Haram, stand in front of the Kaaba, and invite the community that has no idea, no concept of revelation. He wants to invite them to Islam. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam is very hesitant. He's very reluctant, because the ayah anzir ashiratakum has not been revealed yet. He has not received any divine guidance regarding this matter. So he was not comfortable with the idea. Regardless, he gives in to the insistence of Abu Bakr radiallahu an. Abu Bakr radiallahu an, he heads to Haram, he takes his position in front of the Kaaba, and he begins to proclaim his faith, and he begins to invite the Quraysh into Islam, a community that is immersed in layers of darkness, right? For centuries. What was he doing there? He was proclaiming his faith, La ilaha illallah, and he was calling people to faith, La ilaha illallah. What was the response that he was given? Utbah ibn Rabi'ah, he took off his shoes and he started to beat him up. Yes, Abu Bakr radiallahu an, he started to beat him up. He took the lead, others followed. They beat him to the extent where he fell to the ground unconscious. They stomped over his face. His face was all bloodied, bruised to the point where they could not recognize him. Finally, his tribe, Banu Taym, intervenes and they rescue him from there. They take him home. He is in a state of unconsciousness, surrounded by his mother and his father, right? As soon as he comes or he regains his consciousness, the first thing that he comes out of his mouth is to ask about his beloved Prophet Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if he's okay, because he became unconscious. He didn't know what happened to Rasul after that. Did they attack him? Did they go after him? So he wanted to find that. In that state, the first thought that comes to his mind is, how is my Rasul? His mother tries to calm him down, tries to feed him. He does not listen. He wants to go see Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam at that very moment, barely able to stand up. His mom gives in to his insistence, carries him to Darul Arqam, where Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was, opens the door, meets Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, sees for himself that Rasul is fine, and then he relaxes. Then at that time, he asks Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam to make a dua for his mom, who was not a Muslim at that time, right? He says, can you make dua for my mother so that Allah may reach her guidance and maybe her heart will open up to Iman? Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam makes that dua and she accepts Iman right away. She becomes a Muslimah. through the adversity of Abu Bakr radiallahu an, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted him the iman of his mother. You know, we are going through difficult times. This is a tragedy that is unprecedented for our times. We cannot make sense of it. But as believers, we have to understand whatever the reason it is. If it's a punishment, it's a punishment. We need to wake up from it, right? And if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is trying to elevate us in our ranks, alhamdulillah. But whatever the case is, a tragedy has come upon us. Our response is that we submit to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hearts can feel the pain, eyes can shed the tears, but the tongue only expresses patience and gratitude. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you never know, through this moment He may move me, He may move a family member for whom I have been crying during tahajjuds, right? Someone's iman that I have been crying for, someone's guidance that I have been constantly praying for, night after night after night, year after year after year. Maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant me that through this calamity, as this calamity is softening hearts. This is something that has brought the entire globe to a standstill. You don't know whose heart will open up and recognize the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, something that you have been praying for night in and day out. Maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant it to you, but the condition is that we give the right response. Like I said, the eyes can shed a tear, the heart can feel the pain, but the tongue has to express patience. It has to be on the expression of sabr only. We can complain, but what it will do is it will rob us of this benefit that is hidden in this calamity, that is hidden in this hardship. In order to move Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu's mom from point A, where she was a mushrika, to point B, where she became a Muslimah, that adversity was necessary.
إن في الدنيا سلاما وظلال أخبر الأيام أنها في وصال قم بنا وانظر لآيات الجمال قم بنا وانظر لآيات الجمال